Yes, people, what's happening? And welcome back to GavGoesIn. So obviously Nxt Gen 50, and we continue with, again, another player for me that is relatively unknown, and that is Borussia Dortmund's 19-year-old winger, Belgium. I don't think he's an international yet, but I do expect him to be an international in the future. And that is Julien Duranville. So for me, from what I've seen of Duranville, for me, he's very similar to, a Jeremy Doku, I would say. Jeremy Doku at Man City. A lot of hype when he was coming through at Lille, Anderlecht before that. And I see, obviously, I know they're both obviously compatriots, but I see similarities in their game in terms of, the pace. I mean, Duranville's rapid, just like Jeremy Doku. And in terms of, the acceleration, the change of pace. For me, that's one thing that stood out for me for Julien Duranville. Because, I watched a few clips of him. And I was thinking at first, he's a bit similar to Jadon Sancho. Not in terms of ability, because I do think Sancho's got a lot more ability than what Duranville's shown at the moment. But in terms of the stopping and starting, and the fake shots as well, Sancho does a lot of that. But I think the more that I've seen of Duranville, I'm thinking he's a bit more like Jeremy Doku, and he does play obviously right wing, left wing, so the comparisons there are obvious. And I think obviously there's been interest from Chelsea for Jamie Bino Gittins to go there. And I think if Bino Gittins does go, I think Duranville might get his chance to kind of state the claim that he's the next winger coming through for me, And I think from what I've seen, he definitely has the tools to be to make a big impact in Germany. I think at the moment, if I'm looking at his appearances, 9 appearances in the Champions League, 0 goals, 1-1 in the German Cup, but yet to register in 15 appearances in the Bundesliga, goals or assists. So again, that's something that you would expect him to improve on. But I think the fact that he's 19 and hasn't at least, got a goal or an assist to his name, I wouldn't say it's concerning, but it is surprising for me. But I think a lot of his appearances have come from off the bench. I'm not sure how many games he's actually started for Dortmund. But I do think if Bino Gittins does move on, I think the space that Bino Gittins occupies will probably go to Duranville. And as I said already, ridiculous pace, obviously decent strength. His dribbling for me is decent as well. I think in terms of his dribbling can be improved, but I think, yeah, very, very much similar to Jeremy Doku for me, and I do think in terms of Germany's wide players, you look at the likes of the ones that are, aging now, likes of Yannick Carrasco, Leandro Trossard. Obviously, there's no more Hazard. Their best ever player for me. Obviously, Doku's there. You've got what's his name? I forgot. Plays left footer. Plays on the right. I can't remember who he plays for. Plays for Sevilla. Can't remember his name. But I think in terms of the wingers, I don't think they've got too many wingers that are coming through of that age. And I think, as I said, Julien Duranville, I think he could be their future, But I think first and foremost, he needs to try and get himself regular game time for Borussia Dortmund before he can stake a claim in that squad. But as I said, I think it won't be too long before he's in that squad for Belgium, and he's a regular for Dortmund if he continues his progress, I would say. And I think definitely if Bino Gittins does move on, I think Duranville will look at that as an opportunity that he can get more game time, so that could be the route for him. But I think all in all, from what I've seen of him, he does look promising. To say that he reminds me of Jeremy Doku, I'm someone that doesn't really rate Jeremy Doku, but Doku does have ridiculous pace, and in this modern era of football, pace is a key attribute. Let's be honest, but. Whether he can, refine his game and keep on improving, obviously there is potential there, but we have to wait and see. I think first and foremost, he's got to try and get a regular spot in that Dortmund team, and then I think it'd be best place to judge what his career is going to be. Obviously, if he stays injury free as well. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see how that turns out. But guys, big up yourselves. Let me know what you think. Do you think Julien Duranville, sorry, is reminiscent of his compatriot Jeremy Doku? Do you think Julien Duranville had the potential to be one of the best wingers in Europe? Let me know what you think. Or do you think Julien Duranville, just like many other players, might fizzle out the game because he hasn't really got what it takes? Let me know in the comments. Make sure you smash that like button and make sure you subscribe to my channel at GavGoesIn. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in a bit. Take it easy.